Who is Israel's new foreign minister, and what does he regard as the #1 most serious threat facing Israel? And also, what's he excited about? What opportunities does he see for Israel as he takes this new position and as a new administration comes in Washington? Hi, this is Joel Rosenberg for All Israel News. I'm actually at the TBN studios right now. Today, the new foreign minister of Israel, Gideon Sa'ar, just sat down with me for an exclusive interview. It's actually his first interview that he's given to any American or Israeli or any major news outlet. And I'm very, very honored that Gideon Sa'ar would agree to do the interview with All Israel News and with TBN. Now, we're going to be posting material, the full interview on TBN, and we're going to be airing it on the Rosenberg Report. But I wanted to show you a clip, an important, actually, a series of clips of what Gideon Sa'ar said, because he made some news today, and I want you to see it. So let's take a look, and then I'll be back in just a moment. When the Prime Minister offered you this position, what are the top goals and objectives that he wanted you to focus on?
Well, we are all, we see eye to eye. #1 issue is Iran. And #1 issue on Iran is avoiding Iran get nuclear weapons.
Is Israel going to have to actually attack Iran to neutralize that regime and that nuclear program?
The most important thing is that we should be decisive, avoiding Iran getting nuclear weapons. This is a commitment. This is a commitment needed for the future of this country. By the way, this was always Israel's doctrine. We eliminated nuclear facilities in Syria and in Iraq in the past, and now they are trying to reach that for a much more dangerous, maybe the most dangerous regime in all the world. So we must avoid that. And if we can avoid it by a military operation, we will do that if it is necessary. There is a red line that won't be crossed, and that's a huge challenge to next year. And of course, there are diplomatic efforts. I don't want to undermine diplomatic efforts, but the most important thing is the result. And they are getting closer. And there is a huge pressure today on the leadership of Iran to make this extra mile to reach, to weaponize what they have achieved from the enrichment until now. And that shouldn't happen. And I think that today we see eye to eye, of course, with America and with other important countries in the world, that it shouldn't happen.
Iran. That is the #1 threat that new Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar sees. Obviously, the Prime Minister sees. The top leadership of Israel sees the Iranian nuclear threat as such an existential threat. And you heard Gideon Sa'ar say that, and warn really, that the Iranian regime is getting closer and closer to actually having the bomb. Not just one nuclear weapon. He's talking, when he says that, he means Iran's regime is getting closer and closer to an arsenal of nuclear weapons that could be fired at Israel and destroy us, like literally lead to a second Holocaust. Now, that's the threat that Gideon Sa'ar just described. And notice what he also said. He also said that this is the #1 priority for the Israeli government, for the Netanyahu government, and that if nothing else is done to stop Iran from breaking out and getting, building the bomb, that a military operation might be necessary, and that Israel would do it without even hesitation if it were necessary. Okay, he didn't say something was imminent, but it was his strongest language that I've heard to date about how close Iran is getting to the bomb and how serious Israel is about taking military action if possible. Now, as you're going to see in more of our reporting, both for All Israel News and TBN, Sa'ar is also very bullish about finishing the war against Hamas in Gaza and fully winning there, and fully winning and defeating Hezbollah in Lebanon. So he's quite optimistic about where we're going as Israel But when it comes to Iran, that's just the shadow. The Iranian regime is just the shadow over this entire region. One other area that he's bullish on, and again, we'll do more reporting on TBN and the Rosenberg report, but I'll just say he's very encouraged. He's a bipartisan guy, and he has to be, of course, as foreign minister of Israel. But he knows some of these leaders at the upper echelons of the Trump team, and he's ready to work, he said to me, with the new Trump team, with the president-elect himself, Donald Trump. And he was very grateful to get to be able to put a phone call in to the new U.S.-Israel ambassador designate, Mike Huckabee, whom I introduced the two of them at a breakfast that we had in December when Huckabee and I co-led a delegation of evangelical leaders here to stand with Israel during Israel's darkest hour. So more coverage coming, both on All Israel News and TBN, but I wanted to get this report out to you immediately so you got a sense of how serious, how sobering Gideon Saar's comments are about the danger of the Iran nuclear threat. From Jerusalem, for All Israel News and of course for TBN as well, this is Joel Rosenberg.